I didn't think closing my equestrian business would hit me as hard as it has, but I've cried a lot more than I actually expected to, especially as I packed away the machines, the racking, the materials, and put it all up in the loft. This was never just a business for me. I've always wanted to work with horses, just not as like a show groom or anything like that, and to build something in the equestrian community. So making the huge decision to stop the business, it felt like admitting defeat and like I'd let myself and my partner down, even though I know deep down it wasn't, and I haven't. I just keep replaying it in my head, wondering if I could have done more, tried harder, pushed for longer. Generally, if there's anything I could have done to change this outcome. But here's the reality of the matter. I work full time, I'm a mum to 3, a wife, and the small amount of me time that I have is here with the horses. But somewhere along the way, there just wasn't enough of me to go around anymore. We didn't have the time, and if I'm being really honest, we didn't have the capacity either, not to run it the way that we would want to, and not to run it as well as we would have liked. And I couldn't just keep pretending otherwise. Life didn't exactly slow down to help us either. We had a lot going on personally, which I won't go into detail about, but just as an example, at one point my husband's car literally went up in flames. Like, actually on fire. I'll insert a picture here. It was one of those moments where you just stand there and think, are you fucking serious right now? It all added pressure, mental pressure, emotional pressure, the kind you don't always realise you're carrying until something finally drops. I will say, though, that closing the business wasn't giving up on having a business in the equestrian world. It was just us choosing not to completely burn ourselves out, which I think is where we were both heading very, very quickly. And I'm still grieving it. I probably will for a while, maybe even years, to be completely honest, because letting go of something you've dreamed about and have poured time into really hurts, even when you know you're making the right decision. If you're still watching this and you've had to walk away from something you've loved, a job, a plan, a version of your life, you're not weak for that. Sometimes you're just human and you're tired. I'm still here, I'm still riding. This chapter isn't over, it's just quieter for now. And I do think it's going to be quite raw for a while, and I'm almost going to have to get over it, if that makes sense. But yeah, it doesn't make it any easier. But I know for myself, my family, my mental health and everything else, I have most definitely made the right decision, even though I really, really wish I never had to come to this decision.